Do you really need 10,000 steps a day?
10,000 steps.
10,000 steps.
10,000 steps.
10,000 steps. 10,000 steps.
A marketing campaign that happened in Japan in the 1960s.
10,000 steps is a great catchy number, caught up like anything.
Is that the magic number?
If you walk anywhere about 2,800 steps, the benefits will not be significant after this number. Don't equate walking to exercise.
My father actually does 15,000 steps within the 2 hours.
Walking is not really an exercise. If you want to exercise, you go lift weights. The Japanese researchers have actually found a very efficient way that has 2x the benefits of walking 10,000 steps alone. There is something called exercise snacks.
Hello and welcome to the Health Edit with me, Shwe and Rishabh Telang. Of course, no one needs to introduce you, Rishabh, right? But today is everyone's favorite topic, 10K steps. Well, it definitely is mine because I've been doing 10K steps and more forever now. But we really want to find out, is that the magic number? Can we do less? Do we need to do more? And while we have so much science-backed information from Rishabh, I must tell you that while we were discussing this topic and researching, we found out that the 10,000 steps really is dated back to a marketing campaign that happened in Japan in the 1960s for a pedometer. I think it was called Manpoki or something. When they launched that pedometer, the smart marketing campaign happened, and Manpoki actually means 10,000 steps. That was not really backed by science, but smart campaign. But of course, like I said, Rishabh will talk about why and how much, which is backed by science. Right, Rish?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about the 10,000 steps? Well, I did it for years, right? And I'm not saying I was fixated on 10,000, but I think it was a great start, like a campaign for myself. And I loved it and I did it for years. And then a lot of people also kind of followed through. But I definitely know that less and more will have, different benefits. Yeah. And my father actually does 15,000 steps within the first 2 hours of waking up every day. And he has his own benefits from there. But yeah, we'd like to definitely hear it from you because you're going to talk about walking and scientifically how it works.
Yes. I think walking, first of all, it's an amazing exercise.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say a bunch of times on social media and things that don't equate walking to exercise. Walking is not really an exercise. If you want to exercise, you go lift weights. I just don't find that comparison useful for anything or anybody because those are two different things.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, for someone who's never worked out, someone who has been living a sedentary life, which a lot of them are, walking is equal to strength training. When you're walking, you're carrying your body weight, right? And when you're walking, your muscles have to do the work. Your glutes have to get engaged, your quadriceps, your core. All of this put together is making you move forward. Okay. So walking is a great exercise. And if it is 10,000 steps that motivate someone, why not? People can walk more, they can walk less. But let me just tell you what science says about it.
Yeah.
And I came across a really interesting study, which I'm going to link in the description.
Yes.
10,000 steps, like you said, is a great catchy number. It's a round number. It caught up like anything. Yeah. I think you also spoke a lot about 10,000 steps on your social media and got a lot
for the
more
longest time.
And got a lot more people active and start tracking, their steps, and which is great. As per this one study that I'm talking about, if you walk anywhere about 2,800 steps a day, then the risk of all-cause mortality goes down by 8%, which is great, right? But there's more. If you walk more, and if you walk around 8,800 steps in a day, the risk of all-cause mortality goes down by 60%.
That's a big jump.
That is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying that don't walk more. I'm not saying don't walk 10,000 or 12,000 or 15,000.
Of course.
There will be benefits. But as per this study, the benefits will not be significant after this number.
Correct.
So if you're not able to walk 10,000, don't beat yourself up on it.
Correct.
If you're anywhere between 2,800 to 8,800 steps as per this study, you are good. Now, I'm not saying that you should stay at 2,800 and be happy with it. You obviously have to keep challenging yourself and keep motivating yourself to get closer to that 8,800 number, and even 10,000 if you have to. Like there's no harm.
Yeah.
So as per science, about 8,800 steps will do you a lot of good. And anything above that, there will be benefits, but not super significant after you hit that number. And what also happens is that, when we walk a lot or when we do any exercise, our body starts to adapt. So it's important that we progressively keep adding the challenge. And we also do that in weight training, right? We do
Exactly.
progressive overload. And you've got to do that even with your walks.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, I think our parents, that's how it happened, right? They must have also started with like 7, 8. The body got used to it. Now they're spending longer time walking, doing more steps, and just very easily they do 15,000 steps, right?
Exactly.
Like your mom also does the same. Yeah, and my dad at 75 also does the same. And like you said, walking is like the foundation in the sense your body is designed to move. That's why it's designed the way it is, right?
Correct.
The ankle joint, knee joint, hip joint, etc. So if one is saying that, oh no, to exercise you need to only directly hit the gym or do certain type of movements, well, no, not really. You can start with just walking and
Exactly.
then probably move to the gym.
Exactly.
Fully agree. But is there anything we can do with our walks to make it more efficient?
100%. Like I said, the body is going to adapt. So we have to add newer things to make our walks more efficient. And at times, people don't even have the time to, keep walking up, keep going out for walks, get those 10,000 steps or whatever. The Japanese researchers have actually found a very efficient way of walking that has 2x the benefits of walking 10,000 steps alone. It's basically interval walking. And what that means is you go out, you do 3 minutes of brisk walk. So 3 minutes of it's like you're getting late for a meeting. You won't leisurely
little
walk and
huffing,
go. So you're
puffing.
walking fast because you have to reach somewhere fast. And that's an intensity where you will be able to make a conversation, but it's not very comfortable. So that's the intensity you want for 3 minutes, followed by 3 minutes of easy pace walking like a stroll in the park. That makes it one round and a 6-minute round. You do repeat this 5 times, it becomes a 30-minute interval walking workout. And the benefits are amazing. It's supposed to improve your blood pressure, your cholesterol profile. It has benefits on sleep efficiency, even muscle strength. So I think walking alone, if you find it boring, or if you don't have the time to do a lot of it, this Japanese walking technique, it's also walk, but better. So people can use this technique to make their walks a lot more efficient.
How do these Japanese people just come up with so many cool things? I mean, I love them. I love their culture, but this is amazing. Also, we're going to be putting all, the different types of walking to make it efficient based on time and goal in the cheat sheet. So remember to download that for yourself, for your family, for your friend, right? Now, coming to the next question I have, now we're talking about walking. What do you think about strength training? Because we need to somewhere bring this together. And from what we know, just 0.6% of our population is actually strength training, which really makes my heart very heavy. But what do you think? Where do you bring this in? Where does the strength training come into play?
That's actually my favorite topic. I think everyone has to engage in some form of strength training. And like you said, the fitness penetration in India is ridiculously low at the moment. So people need to start prioritizing strength training. Now I understand there are reasons because of which they're not able to go to the gym. Maybe they're not able to make the time. Maybe they find gym a little intimidating, which people like us have to solve for. And of course, the entire fitness industry in India. There could be body image issues or anything like that. I do understand those issues exist. But again, if there was one workout that I could do, it'll actually be weighted walks. So if you tell me that you only have one workout that you can do for the rest of your life and nothing else, I'm going to choose weighted walks. It's pretty
Nice.
simple. You can buy a weighted vest. You can invest on a weighted vest. It's not very expensive. But even if you don't want to do that, just get a backpack.
Yeah.
Load it with some stuff in it like books and your water bottle and things like that, and go for a walk.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not rocket science. Walking comes very naturally to all of us.
Yes.
In fact, if you look at the evolutionary perspective, we've all evolved to load and carry weight for long distances. As kids, we've always been used to carrying school bags with books in it and some amount of load in that. So all of this is very natural to us. It's just that how our lifestyles have evolved, we stop doing things like that. So my recommendation to people is start small. Don't make it very heavy to begin with. Even 1 kg is fine. Just a couple of kgs is fine. Just a 500-meter walk is also fine. 1 kilometer is also fine. As long as you don't just get complacent and stay at that 1 kilometer and that 1 kg. Slowly and gradually you have to increase the load.
Correct.
Slowly and gradually you have to increase the distance. And because it is load bearing, you are carrying that weight. It's
Yeah.
going to help you build muscle. It's going to help you build strong bones and strong joints. So it's extremely, extremely powerful. You can find an inclined surface and walk with your backpack. It is an amazing workout, and you will feel the soreness the first day, the first time you do it. Even for people who've been hitting the gym, the first time you do a weighted walk, you will feel the soreness because when you walk under load, that's a very different experience than doing repetitions at the gym. So two very, very different ways of working out.
Yeah.
But walking under load places very different kind of demands on your muscles and your cardiovascular system. Now, in terms of how much to do, my recommendation generally is, like I said, start with a very small number in terms of the weight and the walk and the distance you walk. Get comfortable with it. Eventually, just get to 10% of your body weight and at least a 60-minute weighted walk session per week. You can
So
always
once a week,
once a week,
if not more.
if nothing else, once a week, a 60-minute session. So a 60-minute of walk with 10% of your body weight.
Yeah.
It's going to give you an amazing workout, and that's going to be a really good introduction to strength training in your life. Eventually, you can always get to 2 sessions or 3 sessions if you're really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But bare minimum, 60-minute once a week.
Yeah. And if you have babies, walk with your babies.
That's such a good workout option for parents,
Yeah.
right?
We did it.
We did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's great. It's good for the child. It's good for you. It's good for the bond, the connection.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
So get a good carrier and just walk with your baby.
Those days are almost behind us now, Rish.
Yes,
I don't
done.
think they need carrying anymore.
And now
So-
it's getting difficult to carry also if we have to. So
Yeah, more than 10% of our body weight. But tell me this. So you're particularly saying, are you also going to say it's okay to front load the weight? Or are you going to be saying we'll only put it as a back?
no, that's totally fine. You can front load the weight as long as you're feeling comfortable. And especially if you're carrying your child, it's difficult to just do it on the back. So
Yeah,
you'll have to
correct.
front load. Just be a little cognizant about, don't overarch your spine. So just be a little cognizant about engaging your core,
True.
keeping your midsection into the walk. And there are some good carriers that do exist.
Yes.
So my suggestion is invest in a good one, even if it's a little expensive. Invest in a good baby carrier because it's good for their safety and also for the safety of your spine.
Correct. Now, what about people who don't like walking? And there's so many people out there who would take an auto for even like 500 meters or take a bike, or you know what I mean? Like they just dislike walking, or they may not enjoy going outdoors, or they don't have time to go outdoors. What would you recommend for them?
I think it's fine. I understand. If someone doesn't like, to go out and walk. And I also very strongly believe that you are the biggest expert on yourself.
True.
So I'm not going to come and say no matter what, you have to walk. No matter what, you've got to go and do those repetitions at the gym. Because in the end, anything that you do consistently is going to get you benefits. And you will be able to stick to it. You'll be able to be consistent only when you enjoy doing what you're doing. So if
Yeah.
you don't enjoy the walks, that's totally fine. There is something called exercise snacks.
Exercise snacks. Yeah.
Very powerful concept.
Yeah.
Andy Galpin spoke about it. Dr.
Right.
Andy Galpin. Now, exercise snacks basically is very high intensity bout of exercise for 20 seconds. It could be like climbing up the stairs. It could also be doing jumping jacks really fast. It could also be squat jumps, anything. 20 seconds, but all out intensity. You don't have to warm up for it. And do this once every 4 hours, 3 times a day. All right. So in a 12-hour block, you are doing a bout of exercise, high intensity, 20 seconds, three times. It's 60 seconds. And it is supposed to help you improve your VO2 max. It is supposed to help you improve your endurance. It is also if let's say you're on a break from exercise for whatever reason, it's going to help you keep your gains, because your body's going to start to get deconditioned. And one more thing that people can do is basically every hour of sitting, get up and do 10 squats. And squats basically nothing, you just have to get up from your chair and sit down. So
Back on the chair.
it doesn't even look awkward when you are in an office setting. All you're doing is getting up from a chair and sitting back down on the chair.
Yeah.
So 10 squats every hour of sitting, and if you do that for an 8-hour block, it gives you 80 squats. And it has a lot of benefits when it comes to your blood sugar regulation, also your non-exercise activity, which we know is a very healthy phenomenon.
Practice.
And it's just, if you don't have the time to go out for a walk, it gives you a lot of activity on its own. In fact, there's a recent study that justifies what I just said, and we are going to link it in the description.
Sure.
But there are so many options that people can resort to if walking outside is not an option for them. So exercise snacks will have a bunch of benefits that you would otherwise get from your endurance exercise and things like that. And I'm not saying that make this your the only
thing.
exercise option, but this is one thing that you can resort to if you don't want to go for the walks, if you don't have the time to go for the walks. And this you can do this anywhere. If you have a staircase in your office, just go up and down. It's like someone calling you up there for some sort of emergency. So
Correct.
that pace, you can get up and do jumping jacks. I mean, I can do jumping jacks in my workplace. Maybe I know it's going to be awkward for people in other workplaces. So if not jumping jacks, anything else, anything that you can do, 20 seconds, all out maximal exertion. There is something about maximal exertion that really makes the magic happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, so we spoke about 3 to 4 things, right? Minimum of 2,800 steps to maximum 8,800 and above for just, general fitness. Then we spoke about interval walking. We spoke about weighted walking that can give you the benefit of strength training to start off with. And we spoke about exercise snack. Phenomenal. And all of this is going to be in the cheat sheet that you can download, right? But I also want to quickly pick your brain on, how walking, like a certain way of walking, certain number of steps, can hit your fat reserves, right? Because a lot of us now have started doing 12, 15,000 steps a day, unbroken sometimes, like 1 hour at not too fast, but not too slow either. And it's really helping people burn fat, which is a great thing, right? Of course, they need to also be in deficit at the same time, calorie deficit. What are your thoughts on that?
Exactly. So walking as an exercise burns more amount of fat as percentage compared to, let's say, running or any other exercise which is higher in intensity. So as a percentage, it's going to burn more fat.
Yeah.
And it's great. But what people need to understand that fat burn and fat loss are two different things.
Yeah.
Now you can walk all you want. You can even do your fasted walks and whatever incline walks that's all over social media. If you're not in a caloric deficit, you are not going to lose fat. So while you're burning fat during that exercise, the absolute fat loss that you're looking for is not going to happen if you're not in a caloric deficit. So there are a few conditions for fat loss in a healthy way. You have to be in a caloric deficit, which basically means eat less calories than what your body is burning. That's the simplest of the thing. That is the bottom of the pyramid, which pretty much everybody needs to understand. This is something that needs to be taught in schools, because if you get this right, everything else is like incremental benefit. Second, you should be eating a diet that's high in protein, because that's how you will be able to retain or build more muscle.
Correct.
And third, I would highly recommend that you lift weights, because while you're losing fat, you want to preserve muscle.
Yeah.
So walking is a great option when you're chasing that shred, when you're chasing a certain body fat percentage, but it's not just walking that is going to help you. It's a bunch of things coming together that is going to help you achieve your goal.
Wow. Okay. I think that was super informative. And like we said, the cheat sheet's going to be there. It's a great start to your fitness regime. If there's nothing else you can do, we've given you so many options to just add walking. And I think I almost feel like I don't have a day that I've not walked enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my main workout. Like, I do so many things as my main workout, But irrespective of that, even on a day that I don't aggressively run or walk, I still end up doing like 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 steps. Of course, it's also my job. It requires me to be on my feet. But it's just, I mean, I can't imagine not walking. You get my point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because walking is not just about walking. It's not just an exercise. It's also, it clears your brain out.
Exactly.
For me, like in my job, I have to make sure that I am creative.
Yeah.
A lot of my work depends on creativity. And I'm not
Exactly.
just talking about recording this podcast or
Yeah.
putting the script together or doing an Instagram reel that goes viral. It's not about that. Even my core work at Cult,
Yeah.
about building newer products, making sure that people are hooked onto what we are doing, it requires a lot of creativity.
Exactly.
And when I just, go out for a walk, I automatically come up with ideas.
Yeah.
I don't have to like tell my brain, come up with ideas. It's just the brain's powerful. You just have to give your brain some downtime. And that walking outside,
Clarity.
maybe without your phone, gives me that
Clarity.
downtime. And then I come back with a lot of ideas just after a 10-minute walk. So what I generally do, and this is in fact a very healthy practice, highly recommended, 10-minute walks after every meal. I don't know if you do it.
We used to do it in the office, remember?
We used to do it in the office. We used to walk a lot when we were working together at the Cult office. And I still do it. After every meal, 10-minute walks. It's extremely healthy. It's a very healthy practice.
Correct.
For your, insulin regulation, your blood sugar regulation,
Regulations.
for a bunch of things. It has a lot of benefits on your heart health, your cardiovascular, and, a lot of things. So after you finish the meal, just get up and get that 10-minute walk. I know a lot of times we've been told that after a meal, sit down, let the energy go on digestion and things like that. I think those things are majorly a myth. You have to work your muscles after you eat a meal.
Correct.
And that's overall in the long run a very healthy practice. So if you're eating 3 meals and you're walking 10 minutes after every meal, that's going to give you 30 minutes of walk. 30 minutes of walk, even if you walk at like normal pace, is going to give you 3,000
Easily.
steps.
Yeah.
If you do a little more brisk, then it's going to be a higher number. But 3,000 steps for someone who's not been doing anything, and like we discussed before, 2,800 is where you start seeing some benefits.
Yeah.
Right? So 3,000 steps is a great start for anybody. And then you have to, of course, make sure that you're being more active through the day.
Correct.
So don't just limit yourself to those 10-minute walk after your meals. Just also, get up, walk a little bit, get some steps in between.
Yeah. That's a great start for everybody who has a very sedentary lifestyle. I mean, our jobs are demanding us to sit long hours and there's nothing we can do.
Yes.
But these are small hacks that you can implement just for better health.
Yes.
I hope this has really helped, and I really hope you implement. And if you do, let us know how you felt, right? Thank you so much. Please download the cheat sheet. Signing off for now. Thank you, Rishabh.
Thank you very
wonderful.
much.